utilize the whole potato. The faster you turn, the quicker the slice is. Why, ladies, here's a machine for slicing onions. The first onion that you slice with this cutter, you'll bless the day you've got a hold of it. Every slice cut exactly the same thickness, every slice cut the same size. In making what they call a rosette, pull the vegetable out like this. Pin the ends together with a toothpick, drop that potato into the hot fat and fry it. That will come out like a donut, golden brown. If you're serving a nice fish dinner, a little parsley goes in the center with the fish all around it, makes a very appetizing dish. Did you ever try to slice onions with a knife? You know how you get one thick slice and one thin slice? Run the knife through the center. That will separate each slice individual. Almost like magic, there is every slice cut exactly the same thickness and the same size. Wouldn't you like to have a set like this in your kitchen? Why, of course you would. Now don't forget, attend this theater every week and receive this 12-piece fascinating... Ladies and gentlemen, the management of this theater takes great pleasure in making this announcement. To each lady attending this theater each week, will receive absolutely free a fascinating 12-piece kitchen cutlery set, one piece each time. It is really interesting and amazing to know how you can prepare your meals in an appetizing and pleasing manner. There's an old saying, and a true one, that what is pleasing to the eye is bound to be pleasing to the appetite. I'm going to demonstrate this set to you, and I want you to watch it very closely. The first cutter that I'm going to show you, now this first one is known as the Parisian cutter. Wind it through the potato like a corkscrew. When the cutter appears on the opposite side, pull the cutter out. Place the handle in the center and twist it out. This is what they call a French curl. When you fry these, they come out like donuts, nice and brown. Serve them with your steaks or pot roast them. Unwind it, there's two curls out of the one potato. Tomorrow morning for breakfast, wind a little strip of bacon around the potato and serve them with bacon and eggs. They're delicious. Different colored vegetables, wind them together and you get the two colors. Here's a little trick cut. Split the curl halfway through the center. If you're making a shrimp salad and you happen to run short of shrimp, mix these in with the regular shrimp. Upon my word, you couldn't tell the difference until you start to eat them. Now the rest of the potato, you stuff it. We'll call this a little chicken. We'll call this here some hamburger. You might have a little meat that's been laying in the ice box for a few days. Chop the meat up fine, season it highly, stuff it into the center of the potato and bake them with the skins on. When they're done, cut them in two. Serve them on the half shell just like that. Serve them in slices when company calls. The more company you have, the thinner you cut the slices. If your mother-in-law calls, give her a beak piece like that. Now the second tool in the set is known as the garnishing knife. Everything you cut with this must come out fancy. Watch this, please. You cut down, you turn the potato, and then you cut through the edge. First one way and then the other. Sweet potatoes cut like this, drop them into a little batter of pancake flour and fry them. When they're golden brown, sprinkle molasses on them. Serve them with strips of bacon for breakfast. Why, they're delicious. Here's beets, you pickle them, and carrots, you steam or cream them. In making the original French fried potato, cut them in thick slices. Put them one on top of each other. Cross-cut the slices and you'll never eat a French fry any other way. The potatoes cut like this will not absorb the fat because they're garnished around. Pineapples cut for your pineapple and cheese salad, cut 'em the same way. Here is one, and this is a dandy. Cuts any thickness or any size. Open it for a thick slice, close to the top for a thin slice. Saratoga chips, you can make them for 3 or 4 pennies a pound. Just pull the blade towards you like this. If you want the slices thicker than this, open the blade, there's a thick slice. Shoestrings for your Friday fish dinner, cut 'em down like this. Chop them up for your vegetable soup. What this knife is really intended for is for cutting the cabbage. You know the old-fashioned board, how you rip and tear, sometimes nipping the ends off your fingers. Lay it flat and pull it lightly towards you over the cabbage. The weight of the knife across the cabbage is all that's necessary. Why, ladies, when you get slaw cut as fine as this, you'll certainly appreciate eating it. The crowning feature of the set is the cutter that I'm going to show you now. This is known as the Champeen Vegetable Mincing Knife and Noodle Cutter. Now, when you want to make some real fine noodles at home, you roll the dough out like this. Dip this into a little flour so it doesn't stick to the dough, and as you roll it over the dough, that will cut the noodles in long strips, 10 at a time. Did you ever try to chop up a little nuts for cake? Why, I've seen ladies chop nuts and the nuts land up on the ceiling. Sometimes you chop the ends off your fingers. When you want to chop up a little nuts for cake, cooked meat, clams for chowder, soup greens to throw into your soup, making a little pepper or chicken hash is just a few strokes rolling it up and down. Why, here is without a doubt the meanest thing in the world to cut parsley. Put that in a grinder, you really grind it too fine. This machine, instead of crushing the parsley, cuts it quick, clean, and dry, leaving every bit of the juice and every bit of the flavor. Now, to clean this machine, you press the button. Rinse it out in a little water. When you're through using it, hang it up and let it dry. Here's one here that every lady should have in her home, known as the Parisian scoop. You lay it flat, once to the right, once to the left. When you scoop them out, you'll get a perfect round little ball. You can pot roast these, cut them out of cheese or cut them out of butter. When you're serving a fruit cocktail in the summertime, take your fresh cantaloupe, scoop them out like this, mix them with apples, pears, and watermelons, makes a delicious fruit cocktail served with a little cracked ice like you see here. But here's a tool, ladies, if you ever do get it, you'll thank the day you've seen this demonstration. When you press, it locks. It's like a pair of human hands. Reach in the oven and take the biscuits out of the oven. Ever take the hot potatoes out of the oven and burn yourself on the elbow? A roast chicken out of the oven, a piece of meat out of the pot, spinach, asparagus out of the water. Why, around canning season, when you're preserving the fruits, to take the hot fruit jars out of the water like that, that machine is worth dollars to you. And here's another one that I really know you'll enjoy having in your kitchen, known as the safety grater. No doubt you're familiar with the old-fashioned grater. I've seen ladies take a grater and rip the knuckles off. When you want to grate up potatoes for delicious potato pancakes, this has a smooth, flat edge, impossible to cut yourself. Just like you were washing clothes, you rub it up and down, and you really grate your vegetables real fine, retaining all the flavors and all the juices. Breadcrumbs for when you're serving veal cutlets or anything like that. You want a little breadcrumbs to fry your fish in? Why, there's the greatest proposition in the world. Use that for coconut, cheese, or horseradish. When you're through with it, just hit it down like that. That knocks all the food out. Rinse it out in a little water and hang it up and let it dry. Now, here is a stone made of carborundum and sapphire quartz, which is made purposely to keep these knives sharp. When they get dull, a few strokes over the edge like this, and you can put a keen cutting edge on it. If you have a dull knife, or a dull pair of scissors, an old sickle or a scythe, a lawnmower, cleaver, an axe, there's a tool that will really put an edge on the knife so the knife will really cut for you. I just want to give you an idea of how sharp that knife really is when you sharpen it with that stone. Ladies, I've seen some of you try to open up cans. Now, there's a can of Campbell's baked beans. I've seen ladies open up a can and you poke a hole in it, go around the top, hippity-hop, and your finger slips. Let me show you a real proposition. Look, lay it on the can, lift up the safety, and turn the key. That locks itself on the can. No harder than you were winding up your watch. Wind up the key and that'll cut the top off of the can slick and smooth. Notice how the end raises itself up in the air so you can lift the lid off, giving you a clean, smooth edge. Now that can be used for sardine cans, square cans or round cans, exactly the same way. Now this tool here, my dear friends, needs no introduction. This will save you on an average of $20 to $30 every year you use it as a peeling knife. Here's a grater for cheese, coconut, or horseradish, a fish scaler for scaling your fish, and when you're coring your apple, it's just a slight twist of the wrist, and there's the apple core. There's one more tool that I want you to see, and I want you to watch this one very closely. Many a times when you're baking a pie, you have a pudding in the oven. I've seen ladies wrap a towel around your hand, and many a times you burn your fingers. Hook this onto the pot like this and lift the hot pots off the top of the stove. You've got a pie pan in the oven, catch a hold of the pie pan like this. Why, you couldn't get it off with a team of horses. This will positively lift 100 pounds. There's a pail of water weighs 50 or 60 pounds. That's the way you pick it up. But there's one more tool. I'll be all through and I'll be finished. Oh, now the next tool and the last one is what they call the Sarah Bernhardt cutter. This was invented by the head chef of the Imperial Hotel in the city of Berlin, Germany. You place the screw into the center of the vegetable. Twist the vegetable until the threads catch a hold, then you wind this up. You keep winding until you utilize the whole potato. The faster you turn, the quicker the slices. Why, ladies, here's a machine for slicing onions. The first onion that you slice with this cutter, you'll bless the day you've got a hold of it. Every slice cut exactly the same thickness. Every slice cut the same size. In making what they call a rosette, pull the vegetable out like this. Pin the ends together with a toothpick. Drop that potato into the hot fat and fry it. That will come out like a donut, golden brown. If you're serving a nice fish dinner, a little parsley goes in the center with the fish all around it, makes a very appetizing dish. Did you ever try to slice onions with a knife? You know how you get one thick slice and one thin slice? Run the knife through the center. That will separate each slice individual. Almost like magic, there is every slice cut exactly the same thickness and the same size. Wouldn't you like to have a set like this in your kitchen? Why, of course you would. Now don't forget, attend this theater every week and receive this 12-piece fascinating... Ladies and gentlemen, the management of this theater takes great pleasure in making this announcement. To each lady attending this theater each week, will receive absolutely free a fascinating 12-piece kitchen cutlery set, one piece each time. It is really interesting and amazing to know how you can prepare your meals in an appetizing and pleasing manner. There's an old saying, and a true one, that what is pleasing to the eye is bound to be pleasing to the appetite. I'm going to demonstrate this set to you, and I want you to watch it very closely. The first cutter that I'm going to show you, now this first one is known as the Parisian cutter. Wind it through the potato like a corkscrew. When the cutter appears on the opposite side, pull the cutter out. Place the handle in the center and twist it out. This is what they call a French curl. When you fry these, they come out like donuts, nice and brown. Serve them with your steaks or pot roast them. Unwind it, there's two curls out of the one.
Working. There we go. Hello everyone, how we doing tonight? Let's try this for a third time now that we got Stream Deck working. Ratatouille night tonight. So, gonna do 2 tarts. Gonna do one pretty tart, one little like mini pretty tart for tonight, and larger leftover scraps, a little less elegant, a little bit more Cajun style, if you will, or country, or along that line. Also got beautiful lobster mushroom, which is not just a mushroom. It looks a little funky on this side, or what the top would be normally. That's not just a mushroom. Lobster mushrooms are a combination of one of a couple different types of mushrooms that we typically don't eat, and then it's infected with a mold, which changes the texture and flavor of them and makes them much nicer, much more palatable. So, gonna be making risotto tonight with this guy. And I've got a full side of salmon tonight. So, we're gonna be doing pan-seared salmon, risotto, and the tarts. Got a little bit of cheap supermarket wine that was on sale and had a cute little owl on the label. So decided to pick him up. It's even gold foil. I don't know if that's shine. You get a little bit of it there. But little cab sav tonight. I've got chicken stock back here for the risotto. So we'll do a chicken stock base. Even though we're doing salmon, obviously if you're a pescatarian, you can use veg or fish stock. But I'm going to be using chicken stock because that's what I got available right now. So I'm actually going to get that on the stove and just warmed up, just so I don't have to think about it later. I've got 2 of my homemade bags here. Pound and a half, 24 ounces. They're not completely defrosted, which is partly why I'm doing this too. Turn the music audio on for you. We'll just throw these in the back. Yep, that too. Be right back. I'm gonna get squashed by this level if I don't get anyone in here to help me. something a little nasty on the table there of some sort. I don't know where that came from. Let's get the knife here. Like I said here, I've got stock on the burner back here. And just got that on just barely hot enough to boil water, so that should take a while to defrost. Got some looking chives there. We'll use those up tonight because they ain't gonna last. Got a nice good old regular red bell. And so I'm slicing everything to be about, I think we want to do about 1-inch slices. Let's see. Something like this. Oh, come on. I need fingernails. There we go. Something like that. So, pieces that are going to go halfway into the center there. Even though it's always cool to I really need to switch over. OBS is going to be so much better for my audio setup. So much better. I don't know why I stayed with Streamlabs so long. And leave the tomatoes for near last. And actually, I'm forgetting step here. Gonna start by caramelizing some garlic and onion. And we'll sort of use that as We'll layer the zucchini, the squash, the eggplant, the tomato, and the pepper, and then the onions and garlic we'll use, along with maybe some herbs. In the bottom, or smeared over the top, depending on which one we're talking about here. Or it may just, actually, the second one, it's just going to get mixed in. So, fair amount of garlic here. Why not? Look at the skin on this garlic. This garlic is well cured. The sad thing is I don't remember where I got it. It's been a while. I thought I cracked him. I did a little bit. Sticky already. Not being super paper thin here. Just like I said, we're caramelizing it, or we're cooking it down to nothing. The onions are getting more caramelized. This is gonna just get turned into flavor. Check a couple things here in the pewter. Yeah, that's supposed to be muted. Apologize for that. There we go. Oh, I'm so gonna get owned in this game. It's just me. Alright. How shall I proceed here? We'll just get you going over here too. A little lard. Let me know if it gets an echo. I'm getting an echo. Add a bit of salt here. It'll speed up the process, help develop flavor, and I'm doing a bit extra salt here because it'll help pull out moisture, and we don't have to worry about it so much because we're not going to be salting so much the other veg. So even if this is on the slight edge of salty, which I don't think it will be, it'll be balanced out by the rest of the veg. Or it'll be balanced out by the rest of the veg. And wow, that mic up there is not really working. I don't know about that. We'll see. So now we got that going. I'm gonna turn that down. Just let that go slow. I'm gonna switch mics again. Also gonna go close my bedroom door. Don't need no smoke alarms going off. Fan time too. So for the nicer round one, we're just going to do some thin rounds here. Or we'll do one to get rid of that top, but let's do spot there. Don't know how many of these we're going to need. Probably that's more than enough there. Early ones before we get into the seeds there. That'll be good. And ready to lose the battle. I have no chance in this. No. You're kidding me. Woohoo! Why not? More for me if no one's here. Let's go down a level here. Hopefully we'll have someone join in the battle this time. Let's see what we got on my mage. Oh. There we go. let those melt. And yeah, that's gonna be enough for our small round. So oops. Hey, Entropy. And so, just sort of a small dice for our rustic leftovers Ratatouille tart. And actually almost need this done before I do the pretty one, but need to cut the pretty pieces to get the ugly ones. Tomatoes, like I said, I'm gonna wait for last. Thank you for the subscriptions, Entropy.
Lobster
Thank
tonight,
you, thank
huh?
you, thank you. Appreciate that. No worries. No worries at all. You're one of the nice pieces, but we're gonna cut you down anyways. How's our onions looking back here? Never been a big eggplant fan. I don't know, I guess one of those cases where I don't know if I've ever really had it done properly, and I've had it lots of times. It's just never... This has always been... Oh. It's always pretty. But... better half. This is an eggplant. Which is sort of funny, but that's sort of not what it originally looked like. Originally it had, originally they looked like eggs, and you can find them usually more of like a niche farmer's market thing, but they still do have eggplants. They're small little egg white little things, but these are just massive these days. Yeah. But I'm gonna cut some of this inside out and not use it for the more rustic one. I don't know how much I even want to put this in the rustic one. This may be enough just by itself here. I don't want a ton in there. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a huge eggplant fan. Yeah, we can put in another. Stuff is like foam anyways, it's just gonna cook down. Yeah, I don't have future plans for the rest of that. So I'm gonna get all of this going in one of these pans as well. Actually, I'm going to switch this guy into the back. Much smaller burner, so not gonna get the heat we want to get these all cooking. Turn that up a little bit. Gonna use oil this time. My usual sunflower oil. And tomatoes. How do I want to go about the tomatoes? So those would be our tomato slices. Really don't like that mic up there. So we're just going to work with this mic tonight. So no great sizzle sounds here. You'll get a little bit of it, but not as much as usual. Oops. Run away. Another runaway. Might just use the one tomato here. Leave the other one for some other project. Got a little stickage going on with the onions here. Making sure they're still happy here. Need the onions for both of these. Ratatouille tarts and for the risotto a little bit. $13 on the game. Yeah, let's get this guy off the board. Set him off on my scale off this view. Garlic over there. And I'm debating how I want to go about this. I sort of want to do the one nice sauteed slice maybe for on top of the risotto here. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We're just chopping the rest of this up pretty finely here. I was just debating what direction I wanted to go here because I was originally going to go this way. Then I thought about it. All your fiber or your fiber-like part to your mushroom are going this way because it's holding everything up. So I'm going to cut it this way. Light salt, and I'm going to add some breadcrumbs. Not a ton, just a light sprinkle in there. The idea is it's going to absorb some of that liquid and thicken and sort of be a little bit more saucy in the tart than thicken it up a little bit, hold some of that liquid. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? smelling great in here right now. It's funny, I get no... There's that little squeak you get when you cut through some mushrooms like this, where they're dry and they're almost foamy. And I heard it come through on the mics, but I'm not hearing it myself. Oh, I'd love to. You just gave me an idea. I'm gonna kill the heat on the veggies and back, or the onions and back. Okay. Do we have everything we're gonna be layering yet? I think so. Oh, good. It'll be a while before you be able to see that one. Other fish to fry first, but that's happening. Let's see here. Trying to figure out how I want to approach this. Spoons here for onions. Oh, you're still zoomed in, aren't you guys? We got our onions here where they're not caramelized, but they're soft and cooked through and definitely yummy. We're gonna take a good spoonful of these guys, add those in with this. Give that a stir in. Going to cut the heat on that and add a bit of water. Not much. Just enough to sort of loosen everything up. We need this to cool down before we can put it in with the tart shell. We need to reserve some of that for with our risotto. So we'll take a spoonful of that goodness for the risotto. We got our stock up to a boil here, so I'm going to cut the heat on that for now. Well, not really a boil, but... Aww. Hopefully not an expensive one. Not that anything about mixers is ever cheap. Not sure how I want to do things tonight. I didn't plan things out. I just knew I needed to start with some of this stuff in order to get it done and out of the way. Well, then it served a good life. Okay, we got that. We got this project. Got that project. This goes together. That goes out of the way. Let's deal with fish. So annoyed with the girl at the shop. What did I do with my... Oh, it's over with the This should be fun. Gonna leave the skin on tonight. And start by deboning. Deboning. Battle. Let me finish deboning this real quick. Oh, let's get the battle going. Gotta play one-handed here. Not that I use two hands for a mouse. I think we got this one, Entropy. Six versus 2 level 1s. Oh, nope, we need this the other direction now. Back to map. There we go. Let's go for the big one. No idea where to start here. put him right here. I think a lot of people start down here, don't they? I don't know. I don't think I've played this map very many times. Okay. Back to fish deboning. On my small cutting board. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of seafood because of the fish bones. And actually, in a lot of Chinese or Asian culture, they just leave them in. In most cases, they're actually just palatable. They're not gonna kill you, but I don't like them, so I remove them. It's not as annoying as scaling, though. Scaling is just messy. Scaling is like... It's like glitter. Thankfully, in most cases, salmon, we're not really worried about the scales here, but in most cases, in supermarkets already handled that for you, or wherever you're getting it. But yeah, it gets everywhere, and it's sticky, so it sticks to everything, and they're hard to see. They're small little, like, it's like little clear sequins that stick to everything. Okay. Still feel like there's this. Yeah, there is. I don't feel them coming through over there, so. they should be done for. If you don't like fish bones, and you're like me, your safest bet is to order tail piece. Tail pieces typically are not the best because you get the most uneven piece of meat here out of the fish. These pieces here are going to cook much evener, even though I haven't cut it into two yet, than this guy. But this guy doesn't have bones, and you don't have to worry about something. I mean, I didn't exactly do a pretty job of this, of cleaning all that out, but some people completely hack up their salmon getting at those bones. So or like that, I just bad Jason. Just pushed my thumb right into the flesh there. So now that we got that all set, ready to go for later. Gonna throw that back into the fridge, just as it is. Next project, also for this, for salmon with fish. Gonna do the mayo trick or cheat again. So we'll make a small batch of thick homemade mayo. Get our olive oil. Get ourselves egg yolk. These are all freshly laundered. Shouldn't be on the cutting board. Shouldn't have done that. That was too much oil. There's really only two things that matter for emulsions. Is starting off slowly and having the confidence that it's gonna not break. Mhm. It's one of those things you just look at it the wrong way and you let it know your fear and it breaks. That was a bit much on oil there. But I am confident that I am cheating by staging, if you're noticing, by having it all over the bowl, starting and adding more and more. No, it's perfectly good. But you have to be doing one yolk usually doesn't turn out that great in a blender. Maybe if you got one of those small old school ones, old school ones with a small bottom to them. But any of the modern blenders have too big of a bottom to them to really do a small batch. But if you're doing 2-3 yolks worth, which making a lot of mayo there, sure. There's nothing saying you can't pulse it if you're worried about it getting warm, which they will get warm. You can literally cook a soup in a blender. One of Vitamix's claims. I mean, maybe if you have one of those old, really small blenders. My guy back here. That little bit in this, those blades ain't even gonna be hitting that. Welcome in, Zen Mobius. How you doing this evening? Or whatever time it is for you right now. For me, it's almost 6 p.m. Almost. Mm-hmm. Yep, it's gonna be a minute till I get to those. We got dough to make. Gonna be doing 2 tarts tonight. Gonna be doing a Ratatouille tart of sliced, so a little more like the movie, and second one with the pan back here of rustic ones. rustic one's going to be sort of like for dinner tomorrow for me. And over the weekend. Yeah, that was a nice looking piece of fish there. That was wild caught Pacific. We're now getting to the point where I probably have enough here for all the salmon. Well, we got the Ratatouille Tart, which I'm doing the one small fancy one, which hopefully turns out. It's an entire experiment, recipe following here. And we have the larger tart, which I have much more confidence is going to be beautiful, a bit more rustic. And got the salmon. And lastly, we have lobster mushroom, which I'm going to do a risotto with. All right. Get rid of whisk here. No more whiskey business. Mayo gonna go in the fridge. Mayo is sort of a loose term here. We got mayo being just the oil and the egg. I didn't even season that yet. It's no hot sauce, no lemon juice, no none of that stuff. So really just some oil and egg to help with our coloring and searing on our fish. Okay, I think next step here is going to be dough. We need a basic pastry dough. Let me think about how I want to do this. Put the fish tweezers away. Grab my scale here. Let's see, I need it for that, and I need it for I don't know, can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. Barely. But I'm standing in the right place. Awesome. So if I want to hide it, I can just move. coffee sugar. Set that off to the side here. Turn the scale off. Off. To be honest, I don't even like most of the traditional mushrooms. They're okay. But I think, like many things, they're engineered to not taste like much, so they don't offend anyone. Welcome, Glass. Not quite sure why. Is there a bunch of rat fans in the gamer world? And how are you doing this fine evening? This is another thing that you can do in a food processor instead of doing it the way I'm doing it here. Never know. Could be. It's another one of those, just pulse it. You can't sit there and run it. Just enough of, let's get some cold water. A lot of the stuff where old school recipes and that stuff, it's all done by hand temp too, so that should be enough. Actually, we're doing pretty good on color tonight. Maybe slightly yellow, but the last two nights it's been. Let's see how we doing on smoke. Worse on smoke the last 2 days. Yesterday worse than today, but maybe some of the worst actual smoke that we've had. But nowhere near as orange. that orange is more of a, at least from my understanding, is higher up atmosphere smoke, where it's not really mixing with the air that you're breathing. And things are sounding, while they're not rosy here, especially in Southern California, or the Bear Fire, which I forget the exact area that is. Oregon's sounding, I mean, it's gotten some pretty major neighborhoods wiped out. Which, I still think of there being wildfires up there, but there's wildfires all over the place now. Don't use that one much. Oh, that's why. Doesn't give you a very good view, does it? Rolling pin. Hey there. Really just need to work this a little bit more by hand first, anyways. Yep. Battle. I've got flower hands. Let me give this a quick roll out. Give me 30 seconds. There we go. Starting to get warm enough now anyways. That do one full book fold here. Folded in thirds both ways. Put that in the bowl. So we got that for our dough. Let that guy chill down a little bit more again. Okay. Battle. Wow, that... Ouch. Alright. Oops. That's what we want. So we got this chilling back here. This is going to be our rustic style Ratatouille tart. And I should actually save more of these. I'll do some of it with both of them. I only need a little bit here for with the nice small tart. Oh yeah. Love me some jammy, garlicky onions. Yep. Get them all over the floor too. Already having them mop the floor tonight. What's interesting? Did I mop my floor? Yep. Jammy onions are a lovely thing. That's some deliciousness right there. Okay. Are we getting to artsy fartsy time? Or let's see, we got salmon ready to go. We got risotto ready to get started. Want to wait on cutting the greens until the very end. I guess we are there. Artsy fartsy time. Do this straight on the pan here. use that guy. And so we'll start by just stacking. Number these guys with the right part to the top here. Caught it that time. They actually flashed the screen to get me to look when they change songs, even though I'm not paying much attention to the songs in the background here. They're on pretty light. Filleting this last piece of pepper here to make it a bit thinner, a little bit more malleable. too thick too. So there we go. That actually nice. Cool. So we can set that aside until our dough is ready. Oh wait, I was gonna par bake this. That was the plan here. So I'm gonna give this a little sprinkle of salt, and we'll get our oven going. We need that to be up around 400. Start that. Oh, the rest of this here, that wasn't very well chopped. Oh well. We'll do up a little bit finer and throw in with the rustic tart. We're both getting baked, so we'll get cooked. Even though it will actually sort of help freshen things up a little bit. That little bit of fresh pepper, a little bit of fresh squash in there that's still cooked, but not like cooked like the rest of it. They actually sell that as well as that mixed with bacon jarred up. I've seen that in stores. Rather ridiculous. Good with that, good with that. We need to get you. You're fine right here. Let's open wine. So I stop worrying about things. Hopefully everyone in chat is having a good evening. Jamming, vibing, whatever you do. Wine tonight is Bubo, which I know nothing about. It is California blend. 2018 Cab Sav. I bought it for 2 reasons. One, it was on sale and not expensive. And 2, had a cool looking owl on it. I mean, look at that. Little gold foil and everything. But I want to say this was an $8 wine. Got ourselves a fine particle cork. I don't know what the proper terminology is, but that's cork that's been glued together. And sort of generic cheap cork there. Doesn't instill, doesn't give me much confidence, rather. Imbue. Makes me think they put all their money into their label, which the cork works. I don't know. It's within an hour of here. I don't have to listen to it. Though actually I don't think many people do. I think it's pretty well isolated. It's got an airport, or a small little like farm airport. And what else do they have right there? There's a landfill right there. There's a lot of stuff there that wouldn't be upset from the racetrack being there, is what I'm getting at. Oh, it's in the same county. It's 6:18 here. Starting to get on the edge of dark here. Depending what time of year it'd be dark, but it's still light right now. Can't do that in there. I'm gonna sear off my garnish here for with the rice. How you doing tonight, car guy? Welcome in. fair amount of oil here, even though we're only cooking one thing. It's like we're searing a miniature steak here. Well, it's nice that we're sort of later, and it has its benefits and its downsides. A lot of the main stuff that happens nationwide happens earlier for us, so I mean, your guys, unless they delay it, your guys' 7 o'clock stuff is like, we gotta rush to get out of work to see it. Yep. Practically frying this guy here. This looks like a good use for my tongs. I'm turning it frequently here because it's a thin enough slice that as it cooks it's trying to curl, and so I'm flipping it so that it stops curling, and or rather it starts trying to curl in the opposite direction. Yep, that sounds about right there, car guy. So our oven's at 400. Gonna throw our fancy small tart in there for, oh, let's say 15 minutes or so. Get ourselves a nice little par bank going. And we don't want to ruin our little guy here. Yeah, there we go. 15 minutes. Well, we got a couple of, I got to get the risotto going, but once I get risotto going, I sort of got to pay attention to it. So I'm sort of trying to make sure I've got everything set ahead of time here. Pull him off to the side here, turn our heat off of that oil. Let him just hang out there. I've had that issue before too. I've had it before where back on Mixer, I forget who it was that I was watching, but their oven was going off, and I could swear it was mine because, I mean, not only did it sound exactly like mine, but using surround sound, it sounded like it was behind me with my headphones, like I was in my living room and my oven back here was going off. So yeah, it's a little freaky sometimes. Yum, 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 yum. Love me cook garlic and onions. Just love me garlic and onions. They're just Amazing. In the Minnesota Taz world of ranking onions and garlic, God tier. Top of the totem pole. Even though the person at the bottom of the totem pole is most important. I don't know. Are we there with our... Yeah, I think we're there with our dough. I think it's time to do our second rollout on dough here. So we'll pull this little guy back out here. That obviously didn't get a ton of time to chill down at all, but it's better than it was. And yeah, we need to get some more flour going here. Yeah, and we're rolling out for both our rustic tart and the fancy one. Enjoy life. Earbud fell out. How awkward. No offense, car guy, but my time off stream is my time off stream. Haven't said much about this. Let's see if they have any descriptions here. It is tasting quite a jammy berry. Let's see, blackberry, plum. That's definitely there. Those are both definitely there. Black cherry. Yep, that's a little bit there, especially on the finish. And you got a little bit of oak. And it's medium body. They ain't lying. Pretty tasty in the line of blends here, and it's not got any of those off-smelling or off-flavoring things that make me sort of worry about a wine. It just tastes like a decently blended wine. Is it? I haven't tried it. I don't even know the name of it. I should probably put that on my list. I got a number of odd things that I want to try on the list. Since Bud Light Seltzer is such a thing here, I got to try that someday. I haven't had that at all. I haven't had any of the seltzers, so I haven't done any of this new seltzer trend. But need to try that one. And I know there's a couple of other Dreaming Trees, which are Dave Matthews, that I need to try. I need to try all these different, like, celeb and alternative weird things. Battle time. For those who don't know, we have Stream Raiders here. We do a battle every 30 minutes. Studies are showing that seltzer's not going anywhere, though. It seems to be got a hold. Yeah, there's a number of them, Car Guy, that I need to try. That was just the one off the top of my head that I know I need to do. But I'm certain there's a bunch of other people that do them. I'm not gonna go out and buy the Metallica whiskey, though, guys. Sorry. Victory. Welcome, Go Switch. Thank you for the help. Boss time. Oh, I should have checked this first. Okay. Go back to that. Cool, cool, cool. And back to this. Hi there. Car Guy, if you go to streamcaptain.com, it's spelled there just under the timer, /T, just the letter T, /Chef JT. It should let you just write in. Otherwise, if you just go to streamcaptain.com, you can search for me as far as the captain and add me in that way through the game. With the game, it's still in beta, but there are many people here on Twitch playing it, and you level up your own army that you then help your other captains, the streamers that you're supporting in the game, do well in their battles. The food. It's the only reason I'm still here right now. I've already forgotten who that was the other night. Is that Tabitha I last hosted? They're a nice couple. Okay. I think we're gonna make this. Yeah. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go here. This is gonna be our rustic tart. We're going to do this better than last time here. We're going to put it on the tray and then put the topping on the dough. 2 minutes on our small tart here. That should be just about right here. Actually, this is a bit much dough for that small little guy, but let's see what we get here. Okay. We'll pull this off to the side here. We'll put both of these on. Do I want to do these both in the same pan? How hot is this stuff? Okay, that's cool enough that I'm not worried about that. Okay. Well, we're doing 2 Ratatouille tarts here. Yeah. One that I need to pull out of the oven here in 30 seconds. And this is the other one. Can't reuse any of those. Quiet oven. Ratatouille is more the mixture of vegetables than it is a specific dish. Ratatouille is a combo of garlic, onion, tomato, eggplant, pepper, or sweet pepper, and zucchini. Along with fresh herbs and all that good stuff. And I'm remembering the fresh herbs right now, which I'm not ready with. So let's deal with that. We need some time in there. Need to pull that ratatouille out of the oven. And this is my smaller guy here that I am par roasting. And then going to wrap with dough here in a moment. This guy needs to hang out here for a moment. Oh, and this one's chopped liver. Not that chopped liver's all that bad. I've already forgotten what the next stream's gonna be. What's it gonna be, car guy? Actually, I'm just gonna put that straight in. I do like me some chicken liver pate. That's some good stuff. I don't know that I've had generic beef liver be all that great, though. It just may be that I haven't had someone make it for me the right way, though. That wouldn't surprise me, Zen. Oh, yeah. All the peanut butter. Peanut butter and peanut butter and more peanut butter. Peanut butter, peanut butter, peanut butter. Peanut butter. Peanut butter. Peanut butter. Add a bunch of thyme there, and actually, I'm gonna do a bit of chive in there too for our rustic tart. Just grab a couple of nice guys here out of that. Wow, that bunch looks pretty sad. I wish I had looked at that closer. So we got our oven at 400. We've got our veggie. I'm gonna mix up with the thyme and chive there. Let's give this a quick little taste here. I'm gonna add some salt. Black pepper. Okay. Oops, forgot the egg first. Get some of that raw flour off of here. We're going to sort of seal the bottom here with a little bit of egg. It's next Wednesday, hamburger day. I'm looking forward to cheeseburger day or hamburger day. I forget which it is. So fold the ends in here. Just do a simple four-way fold here and that. And can maybe bat that down a little bit here with, I need a little bit more egg for with the other one. I'm running out here. That was my last egg. I guess we'll use a little water too. Cool. That ought to be nice. Hit that up once more. Bit of salt here. All over the whole piece. And we'll throw you in the oven. Set a timer for 20 minutes here. And start work on you. Now for you, let's see. That will work, I think. Okay. I am going to roll it out slightly more. There we go. Might have to break into the mayo here since it's just egg and oil. Yeah, in fact, that's what I'm going to do. steal a little bit of the mayo that I made earlier, since I'm running low on just plain egg. Who knows? Actually, let's do the whole inside of this, since we got all this lovely mayo. Okay. We got onions, and garlic. Yep, that's going to be a good one too. I need... is that going to work? That might work. That might work. This might be better though. Actually, I might just leave the ring in there to bake it. Stay. Can't have it hold the rim, but the rest of it will be fine just as long as it stays against the metal there. And in the oven. Who was the bassist from Metallica who passed away? Otherwise, my answer would be Dimebag Darrell. Cliff Burton. Thank you, Nip. And welcome. Lurking in the background. Lurkers are welcome. Huh. Mobius. You and me both. Really enjoying this one. if it is under the $10 number, that guy's worth it. Boobo. Okay, we going on to salmon now? I think so. We need to clean up our pans first, though. You just got oil in you. I'm going to swap you out for that one though. Bit more oil in here for our salmon. Are we doing risotto in that tonight? Is that all I got left? Huh. I guess so. I typically use sunflower oil, organic sunflower oil. It's got a smoke point around 500 and is on the cheaper end when it comes to organic oils. I do have some organic extra virgin, and I do keep other oils around the house. Although honestly, I'm trying to, because early June I harvested, or I didn't harvest, but I butchered a whole pig minus the head and offal, and so I have tons of lard that I've already rendered, and I've got a bunch of big pieces still in the freezer right here between you and me and this camera, that's got all sorts more fat that I can cut off of it. So I started off the onions and garlic with lard tonight. The veggies I kept with vegetable oil. I threw oil in this pan thinking about salmon. We need to get going on our risotto. So we'll throw this guy in the back burner now that the other guy is done drying. And I guess we are doing risotto in this hilariously large pot. And this is the moment that Jason realizes that he didn't buy risotto rice. So we're making risotto with basmati, which, yeah. It'll still be okay. It just won't be traditional. Do I still have that in here? No, I put it away. Amazing. Measuring cup made it back away. Yeah, and the makeup of the actual rice. Battle time. Ooh, we got all sorts of people in there today. Welcome. Thanks for joining us, Nith. Destroy the Scorpion bodyguards to be able to damage the boss. Oh, lovely. This one's gonna be close. Oh, victory. Boss defeated. So I'm getting here, throwing this rice in here a little early. Set that off to the side here. Got to get our mushrooms going first. Nice high heat going in the pan. A little bit of sunflower oil. Relatively thin aluminum pan. This should heat up pretty quick here. Thin enough pan that my commercial range in my trailer's actually warped it. If you look at it, the bottom of the pan's actually warped. I could smash it, Nith, but that's not going to help because the makeup of rice. It wouldn't help. And I'm never going to smash all of them. It's going to be some mishmash then. Sometimes then, I'm not a big fan of aluminum. It's cost effective when you're doing the big pots, especially like stock pots, but it's just not a very good metal. But that's definitely true when it comes to the cast irons. Again, we're using lobster mushrooms tonight. Lobster mushrooms are not just a mushroom. There are actually a couple of different types of mushrooms, or could be a different mushrooms, that has been infected by a mold. And that mold is what gives you that beautiful bright orange outside color to it. And it turns those mushrooms, which none of them, they're edible, I believe, but none of them are raised for food because they're not very edible. They're chalky, they have bad texture, yada yada yada. And the mold actually improves these mushrooms in terms of edibility and quality and all that good stuff. Add a bit of salt in here, since you should always add salt to a pan when you add stuff in there. So you don't really want salt directly on your pan at the same time. Getting that nice roasted mushroom smell. I miss that smell. I don't smell that often. And I kill it with this, but this is tasty too. I need a ladle. Went and moved all my ladles so they're harder to get to. Kept banging into. I used to put them just off camera, like right here. I have a little walkway here. I kept bumping into them when I walk in the walkway. That's good timing there. Let's give those a look. See how they're looking down here. I'm gonna try and lift that. Off of there. Throw that back in the oven. Both of those need at least another 10 minutes. Alright. Flame back on our risotto. Grab a sip of wine while that warms back up. And we'll add a ladle of stock here. Like I said, this is chicken stock, homemade. we're still gonna get a decent nuttiness out of this because it's still gonna saute and the rice still gives you that nuttiness. But it's not gonna be traditional risotto rice. Sort of wishing I had an Instant Pot right now, because for all you guys at home that do have an Instant Pot or a small pressure cooker, the restaurant trick for ages has been a pressure cooker will get you a risotto. Oops. Bit more salt. Bit of Ajinomoto MSG. Bit of black pepper. they're still in there. I totally didn't just change that timer to 5 minutes. Wow. So it didn't come out cleanly. Maybe should have oiled it. But and it didn't hold tight as well as I wanted to. The pastry was too soft. Would have done better if I had chilled it better. Oops. Didn't mean to spill that. That's supposed to go in the rice. But yeah, these obviously are not breaking down and melting like your traditional risotto rice. Like your carnale or arborio. Excuse me. And since we still have the salmon here to do, I'm going to cut the heat now on this rice. I add the last of our stock. Cut the heat over here. Move the rice over. Mix that stock in. Oops. Try not to spill it all over the place like I'm doing. And allow that to hang out for a minute there. All right, salmon time. We have our salmon here from earlier. Grab our brush and just smother that on. Sort of think of it as fat oil or thick oil. Still not there. Still not there. Five more minutes. Getting close there on the bottom guy there. I don't know, that top guy, I may want to give him even another 5 minutes on top of that. Wow. It's already 7:30. Wow. Tonight's just flying. Wow, tonight's a longer stream than I thought. Start our fish skin side down here. This pan needs a little bit more heat here still though. Make sure that whole pan is nice as hot. Might as well salt the tops here while we got it nice and handy. That other guy's ready too. I just don't have room to put him anywhere. So we have our small little tart for tonight. Oh hush, timer. I'm gonna turn you off too. And we have the more rustic tart here. That will be set over here. It's getting uncomfortably hot in my hand here. There we go. That looks tasty. I like that. Got a nice smoke going here in our pan. So much nicer here. It's been so hot the last couple of days. Just so much nicer without it being like 100 degrees outside and turning my house into an oven. Uh-oh, only 50 seconds till another battle here. Gotta finish our salmon first. I just realized I don't have my lights on. So like half of the kitchen here. My under cabinet lighting. Let's do our battle here. Is that a flying mage you got? Wow, you got all sorts now. Getting close here. Getting close. Get that a little bit second longer here. You got that lovely thing there. Nice even golden brown from our mayo there. And our third guy to the party here. Need to turn that pan there. I put the thin side to the hot side there to get it started, but cutting my hand washing short so that I can do that. Need that fatty side down on the bottom edge of the burner here. Turn that fan on high too. Sorry if that's a little loud for you guys. It's one of the better wines that I've had in a while now. Very happy with that one. Risotto looks nice. Probably get a little more water going. Continue to loosen that up here. Welcome, Bacon Lade. No lobster. Using a lobster mushroom. So the sort of reddish color that you see in our risotto there is from the mushroom. And lobster mushrooms are not just a mushroom. They're one of a couple different mushrooms that's been infected with the specific type of mold that then gives it that beautiful golden color, lobster-like color. We got salmon going here. That was very unelegantly done there. but it got the job done. We've also got this cute little Ratatouille tart that we're going to put on the plate there. And we have much larger, more rustic style with all the scraps that I put together. This will be next couple of days for, say, lunch or dinner. No, it's mostly the color. It actually does have a little bit of more like meaty flavor to it. Sort of wishing the dough held in a little tighter, but oops. Got the skin a little bit there, but guess that'll be a different day salmon there. Entropy. Entropy Man of the Night re-upping his subscription earlier. Thank you, thank you. There we go. That is looking, feeling nicely cooked there. It was starting to flake away as I pulled it from the pan. Pull the heat off there. Put you on the back burner here so you're better caught by the fan. Throw a little bit of this warm water that I was heating up here in with the risotto. Continue to, it's already thickened up and absorbed all that, so need a little bit more liquid here. Make that all happy once again. Even more than that. Even more than that. Alright, are you guys zoomed in? You guys are zoomed in. Sorry. Get our risotto all nice and warm here, and we should be set. Do a little chives here for our garnish. Now I'm just really trying to loosen it up to the level that I like here for the risotto. I mean, we've got all the chicken stock we need in there. There we go. Hit that up one last time, a bit more salt. I don't know how I want to plate this tonight. You know what? I almost want to do that in a separate thing. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to throw the rest of these in with the risotto. Heat off on our rice here. And sorry about that noise. A little bit of fresh cracked pepper on top. Grab a quick photo here. A little bit of fresh Parmesan over everything. Give you guys a close up here on the main cam. Yum, yum, yum. got our little mini tart for tonight. Tripping over a bag of cans here. And for our leftovers, we've got the Ratatouille tart in large form. Hey, Big Davy. How you doing this evening? Good day at work? Good Friday, I hope. All right. Well, sort of a late read tonight, or late night tonight. I think we're going to read someone a little bit different tonight. Hopefully you got a couple cool people there still alive here. We're going to go hang out with a musician tonight who I have recently found here in the last couple of weeks and have become a big fan of. I am a big fan of his community, and I hope you all enjoy his show. I hope you enjoyed staying with me tonight. I will be back on Sunday as usual, and look forward to that. I'm going to go and enjoy this. I hope you guys can go and enjoy the music show. Have a good night, everyone.